What's going on, Workforce? Brian here, and today we've got some interesting bit of news regarding Dragon Quest as a series in the West. According to a 10-hour fall festival special for Dragon Quest, the producer over there is talking about the potential of bringing Dragon Quest IX to smartphones and a localization port for Dragon Quest X, and maybe even the possibility of just an offline mode for that game, as he says the stories are quite deep and enriching. Now this, if you're not aware, is pretty big news, and there's been many campaigns where there's been a lot of hope, especially on Twitter, to bring this about. So SomaQ has been trying to push this campaign. I'd highly recommend you check out the link to the tweet below. He's got some steps in which that if you're interested in trying to help bring Dragon Quest X to the United States or even to Europe or anything westbound here, there is a lot of potential, and I would really encourage you, I encourage us as a community, if this is something we want as Dragon Quest fans, I think this is something that we then have to take action about. Dragon Quest, if you have not played 11, should not be missed. It's an amazing game, and my hope is that it sells well enough to help bring more people into the fan base here in the West, as well as to tell Square Enix, like, hey, you have a really, really great series. If you like Chrono Trigger and you have never played a Dragon Quest game, you're going to be in for a surprise. This game is amazing. Now, I've never gotten to go hands-on with Dragon Quest X. I've only been able to see videos that people have posted on YouTube, like many of you. So it is a MMO. In fact, Square Enix has released a couple of MMOs besides Final Fantasy XI and XIV, and they've never made their way to the West. It's an MMO that runs on PlayStation, Wii, Wii U, Nintendo Switch, and PC. It is truly cross-play in Japan. It would be so nice to see this game make its way over here to the United States. It's so weird that we went from 8, and then we had 9 on the DS. We didn't ever get 10, and then we got 11. So we see a lot of players who last played 8 and have now played 11, and there is a gap there. And in fact, Dragon Quest X apparently still also ties in somewhat to the overall arching story that is the Dragon Quest series as a whole. Several of these games relate to each other in more than just characters and names, but actual history that ties to each other, and it's really quite impressive. There is a plan for action if you're willing to take it, if you really want it that bad. And the links to all this is in the description below. And then obviously on a final note, like I said before, if you have not played Dragon Quest XI, it's available for PS4 and PC. It's a deep, enriching RPG. I'm still working my way through it. I plan on doing a review here on the channel, as well as a review over at Gamerscape in written form, hopefully here in the next week or two. If you have played or are playing or are interested and have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I love talking Dragon Quest, and I don't feel like I get to do enough of it because from a core franchise, it's interesting. Now back to the point about Dragon Quest IX coming to smartphones. He says that the technology really wasn't there. They're trying to figure out how to make that work because the DS had an interesting connection and multiplayer aspect, especially with this, like, kind of the passing of each other. What ended up becoming the 3DS Spot Pass, where you would walk past each other, was built into Dragon Quest if you had that game up. Here in the West, there was not many. It sold over 1 million between Europe and the United States, so it wasn't like that was happening a lot. But at conventions, it was really quite fascinating and fun. Personally, I don't care if it came to the smartphones. I would love to see a Switch port of Dragon Quest IX. I think that would be fantastic. It doesn't have the Spot Pass feature that the 3DS does, but at the end of the day, it also has a multiplayer mode. It could be able to take advantage of that much, much easier. And who knows, you could always use something with Wi-Fi at the end of the day. Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts on Dragon Quest IX, Dragon Quest X, Dragon Quest XI, all this in the comments below. Let's have that conversation. Anyway, for Work To Game, my name's Brian. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You. Yes. You on YouTube. You. Look into my eye. Look into the feasting eye of Charles Gubu, a.k.a. Chuck. Listen, I totally know you want to hit that subscribe button. It's really important you do. Trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it. The eyes don't lie. Okay. All right. Good talk. Good talk. Oh, and thanks to our patrons. You guys are amazing. Gubu, Chubu, out.